Hello there, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this series, I share my journey at Microverse as a Microverse student or as a Micronaut. This video is about week 21. This is the first week into the Rails module, which is about MVC and models. These are the tasks and activities we had this week. I'm gonna share my experience and what we learned so far. Enjoy. I want to start by saying this. The most annoying task of this week is actually just setting up Rails. I had partners who struggled with this for the whole week. Like, they managed to make Rails work correctly by day 5. So it is that bad. For me, the issue was because the MacBooks come with pre-installed old copy of Ruby, so I needed to make a different installation for the newer version of Ruby. That was last module. In this module, the challenge was making Rails work with the separate installation of Ruby. So not the system level Ruby, the separate, because this is the newer one. So it took a lot of time to do. Anyways, once you install and run your first Rails application correctly, connecting the database, because this is another struggle, then you are in heaven. Like, I really enjoyed Rails this week a lot. We learned many things, starting with the MVC software design pattern, which is about the models, views and controllers, alongside everything about the active records. It's also fascinating how Rails depend on the naming conventions to work its magic. And by magic, I mean automating everything. So you can create your table using the migration, and the name of that file should be in the plural form. And when you create your models, the file should be in the singular form, file name, and Rails will know automatically that these two files are together. So what I mean is, let's say you want to create your table named users. So the table name is users. And when you create the model and the test file, for example, then the name of the file should be in a singular form. So it's user.rb or userspec.rb. Rails automatically knows that these files represent the same entity in the ERD diagram from last week, if you remember. So this magic saves developers really a lot of time. In this week's project, the blog app, we implemented the migrations, models, and model specs, aka model tests. Nothing very hard, just straightforward application of those new concepts. In general, the blog app is a very big project. It has many tasks where we will continue working on for the upcoming 2 weeks as well. And at the end of the week, we had the professional preparation, which is we had this week the mock interview. Now this is the technical one. And seeing those types of questions, I realized that we have much more to learn. Like, even if the concept or the question is about something I did in my projects many times, it's still very hard to explain. I can use that concept easily in my code, but it's hard to explain verbally. Again, the worst part of this week, as I mentioned, is setting up Rails. So I highly recommend to do that in the weekend if you have time, just to take that out of your brain. Other than that, this week was very good and I had much fun. I finished all the week's projects on day 3, and the studying materials are really good this week. However, still, ChatGPT is my best resource, especially for someone like me who loves to ask tons of questions, such as, what will happen if we add this way? What will happen if you use this one instead of this one? Why did you add this line? So ChatGPT just giving me the freedom to learn this way of asking a lot of questions, and he will not complain, or it will not complain. I used to get my teachers really mad at school because of my questions. Anyway, finally, don't forget the like, subscribe, and notifications bell. If you have any question or feedback, add a comment, connect with me on LinkedIn and Twitter. Have a beautiful day and happy coding.